It's Jacob and AJ's Changhoff.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another podcast. What's
Okay, not YouTube intro, please.
What's up, everyone?
Walter the Merker here, coming at you with another Call of Duty gameplay.
Yeah. Hey, guys, this is the Changhoff podcast. I'm Jacob,
I'm AJ.
and today we are doing a tier list of all of the episodes that we've done so far to celebrate and look back on Season 1.
See which episodes were great and which episodes sucked.
So for all the people watching right now, check this out.
Boom.
So here we go. We have our tier list loaded up, episode 1 through 19. And let's go.
You want to go in order?
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Episode 1. To be honest, just for pure classic, I think episode 1 is an S tier. I think a lot of people watched episode 1 just to get a little bit of that nostalgia from old Changhoff in our high school days.
Yeah, I think episode 1 is still the most viewed. I think episode 1 has got to be at least A, partly because it was recorded the same day that I called you and was like, yo, you want to do a podcast?
Mm-hmm.
And you were like, yeah. And we're like, what day?
Today. Yeah, so just on pure conceptualization and
I don't know about S, I might go A.
execution.
Definitely historical significance, S, but overall,
Yeah, because can you tell me one thing that we talked about on that episode?
starting a podcast.
Yeah, that's it. Okay,
I'm gonna go A.
I'll cut the beam and I'll go A.
Okay, let's go A.
Let's go A.
Okay, episode 2. Episode 2, I would say is S tier.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, I dyed my hair a bunch of colors. We ate McDonald's
Yeah.
chicken nuggets and McDonald's sauce. Venus made a guest appearance.
Yeah. In terms of like what we did and content of episode, I know we hit a lot of points. I know I did my first ever F1 bit on
Yep.
episode 2.
Vroom vroom.
I think I think we can easily give that an S tier. Boom. All right.
All right.
This is going great so far.
Episode 3, we got Mom.
Yeah, episode 3 with Mom was really good. That was our first guest episode.
True.
Our very first guest episode. We talked a lot about what Tampa was like during her childhood growing up, and it was very eye-opening, and I think that it started a very interesting path of us like interviewing people, which is not how I originally saw the podcast going from the beginning. But I'm glad that we did that with Mom, so we were able to, open up that path and like have guests down the line.
Yeah.
In terms of rating,
It was a pretty good one. There's some good stories in there.
yeah.
I wonder too, because like I really enjoyed just that day and that whole experience. Does that factor in the surrounding experience, like the how much we enjoyed that day, or is it primarily the quality of the episode?
I mean, fuck it. It's our tier list.
True.
I think the quality of that day was good because we got food.
True. We had
got
La Septima.
Oh yeah, we got La Septima, good food, the crab cakes. I easily put this at A.
Okay, I'll go high A. I'll go top of A.
Okay. Top A,
Top of A.
high A. Boom. Great. Okay. Episode 4 with Chi-Chi. Rest in peace, Chi-Chi. You will be forever missed. Episode 4, I couldn't really tell you what we talked about in episode 4, but I do know that one of the surrounding pieces of content of episode 4 was you accidentally posting a video of
Wait, yeah. 'Cause a few days before that, at that time we were posting clips on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts.
Mhm.
And on Instagram and TikTok, I posted the regular clip I intended to post. But on YouTube Shorts, I accidentally posted a video of Chi-Chi pooping. And let's see how many views it has. It became our most viewed video
By a long shot, too.
By a lot.
Yeah, by a long shot.
And I think it still is 5,200 views.
5,200 views.
5,200 views.
On an accidental post of Chi-Chi pooping. So that's why we had to
Yeah.
get her onto the pod. We had to interview the celebrity.
And she stayed pretty grounded. You know, she did well with the fame, I think.
Absolutely.
All the dogs in the neighborhood were like, "Wow, Chichi, we saw you pooping."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty cool."
Yeah, I think that was great. Just for the iconic moment of that, I'll also give it an A.
I'll go. It's hard because really, the thing is, they're all S tier episodes. Like, what episode of the Changhoff podcast isn't S tier?
You're right about that
You know?
one.
So this is really like SS, SA, SB, SC.
Mm.
These are all sub tiers of S.
In terms of episode, since I cannot recall anything else, I might have to give it a C.
You don't think B at least?
I think if we are doing it in our take, and
Yeah,
this is our tier list, and talking about the iconic moment of an accidental viral video of Chi-Chi pooping, then I think it deserves a B. But in terms of actual content,
Yeah, in terms of the episode, I don't remember what else we even
Me
talked
neither.
about.
so I would say C, and it'll get bumped up to B because of the viral content, and just because we got to pay respects to Ichi.
It can be B. It can be the first B.
First B. Boom.
All right.
Perfect.
Episode 5.
Episode 5 with Nathan.
Nathan West.
Dude, this is easily S tier.
Yeah.
Easily S tier. Not only was this our second guest, and I think that we really progressed our interview skills from Mom to Nathan. Not only that, and Nathan is just such a good guy, and he has such a good voice, and was very articulate on the camera and on the mic. I think that
Wait.
Nathan has to go S tier because also that day we recorded our intro music.
How do I get it? Yeah, that's where we got the jingle from.
That's
That
where
was
we
that
got
day.
the jingle and the outro.
Yeah.
So it's all thanks to Nathan that we have such banger intro music.
I also really enjoyed that interview. I felt like Nathan really fit into the dynamic that we already have of just kind of banter and talking,
Mm-hmm.
where it just felt like it was a natural third host.
Yeah.
You know, because we were kind of interviewing Nathan about things, but we could also just riff on things and just follow whatever thread we were having fun with.
Yeah. I would love to have Nathan back on.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll get
I'll,
Nathan back on.
Maybe I'll get Nathan onto the pod while you're gone.
Yeah. We'll talk more about that, but we're gonna have a little interlude mini season between 1 and 2.
Yep. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm excited because we're kind of we're splitting ways.
We're gonna have our own spin-off shows.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, on the Changhoff network.
Fucking young Sheldon. And
Young Sheldon. Young Hoff.
Young Hoff and Big Chang.
We're gonna have the Chang cast and the Hoff pod.
Yeah. So S tier and top of S tier too for Nathan. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Episode 6 with Isaiah Falls.
Episode 6, we shot Isaiah Falls.
We shot as D.
Yeah, that's the
D.
weakest episode. So
I
far,
don't
think.
remember anything about that.
We just talked about the block party.
We talked about the block party, and the block party was really fun. Great time. That was like the first time that I was going out, and I think that was the first time you were going out and doing photography.
No, I had been.
Really?
Yeah, I was taking my camera everywhere.
But yeah, so that was like, I think that was the first time that we went out as like a collective, like as a group to go
Changhoff
to
photography.
a show. So I know the contents of that was like good because the block party was good, but
I think it was similar to, like, let's say the Record Store Day episode,
mhm.
where it was about a thing that was really fun and good, but the episode itself was just us talking about it.
Yeah, episode is forgettable,
Yeah.
but
I'll
the
go-
day was not.
Great day.
Forgettable episode.
Forgettable episode. I'll go D for that.
Yeah, I'm going D. Sorry, Isaiah Falls, even though you had nothing to do with it.
I do-
Also, I
I-
think our titling for that was so clickbaity and it didn't even
Yeah.
work.
I think, I will say, I think the day we recorded that episode, that's when we had the idea for Citrus Sound. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Um,
But I stand with D tier.
And then episode 7, I remember that day was when we recorded the first Citrus Sound episode.
Mm.
As you can see, we took a picture of this studio setup,
Yep.
the outdoor studio.
And but episode 7 still, I don't remember anything from it. I'm surprised that you even remember that it was a part of Citrus Sound. Like we recorded Citrus Sound that day because I didn't.
Yeah, it was
Sorry.
fun. It was fun. I mean, as far as the quality of the episode, I think the podcast was probably pretty mid. I can't even remember what we talked about.
I can't remember what we talked about either. So I might have to put episode 7
That's got to be the worst one.
in D tier.
Bottom of D.
Bottom of D.
Dang.
But it happens. It happens. We're not 100% every single time.
Yeah.
Okay, but moving on. Episode 8 with Yemi. Yemi.
That was fun. That was a fun day.
That was a fun day. I remember we were trying to record the podcast at Chanko, a local Japanese restaurant here in Tampa. But it just didn't work out that way. So we ended up just eating Chanko and then going somewhere and then recording the podcast and then going somewhere to like get coffee. But then that lasted for like 4 minutes because parking ended up like changing pricing, and it just
a lightning game was about to start.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I get a notification on my phone that's like, "Hey, parking's $40 now."
Yeah.
The lightning game just started, so get out of here or pay $40. And I was like, "Okay, well, see ya."
Yeah. So the day was quite eventful, and in terms of our plans to do stuff, I think all of our plans got foiled in some sort of way. But in terms of actual interview content and the episode itself, I think it went really well. That was actually my first time ever even meeting Yemi, and I feel like we meshed really well. And I like Yemi's mind. I like what he's doing. I like how he thinks.
Yeah.
And I especially remember him saying that he was writing a story of like The Boys meets Avatar, and I still think about that. Because I think it's such a cool concept, and I hope that comes to fruition.
Yeah, Yemi's great. Yemi's very easy to talk to for a while. Just chat about.
And I haven't looked at his website and tried to solve his riddle,
but I haven't solved it yet either.
but that is also something that I haven't stopped thinking about since that episode is Yemi's website riddle. So I'm gonna give it an S. I'm gonna give it an S above the McDonald's episode. What do you think?
Above McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think quality of the episode. Because the McDonald's one, it's only up there because of the significance of. I think just that moment of going from episode 1 to episode 2 and trying to elevate it. I think that was a fun experience to be like, oh, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
Are you happy with where I placed the Yemi episode?
Is the
Below Nathan, above McDonald's.
below Nathan, above McDonald's? Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
They're pretty close. Like they're all in the same tier.
Yeah, it's
The
all
individual
S,
order is like
it's all
kinda-
S tier. Come
yeah.
on. But all right.
Okay, episode 9.
Episode 9 with the gals, with the banana gals, Sid and Jord.
Sid and Jord.
That was a great episode.
That was fun. Even though like I remember the audio quality wasn't great, like the levels were a little bit not equal, but it was a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And we had the sound effects board.
Yup.
We got to bring that back.
The sound effects board was a hit. The farts were immaculate.
That was when Arlo chewed off a little piece of this mic.
Yep. If you can, for the audio viewers, AJ's showing the microphone with a big chunk bitten out of it.
Just a little bite taken out.
I honestly really like the bite because I always say that it makes the mic look like it has a shiesty on, and I think that's hilarious.
Just adds a little bit of a signature look.
Yeah, everyone knows which mic is mine now. It's the one with the bite out of it.
Yeah.
I think Sid and Jord are super interesting people, and I'm glad that we did this episode with them, and now I consider them homies. I consider them friends, and I love what they're doing. Jordan right now is interning in New York for Sirius XM, which is fucking dope as shit, and she's doing cool stuff. Sid just is now part of Sector,
True. Sid's got a show on Sector now.
Yeah, Sid's got a show on Sector now, and she's doing big stuff, and that's amazing to see. So it's just cool, being involved with cool ass people. We got to bring both of them back onto the podcast and give
Everybody's coming back.
give a little bit of an update because, yeah, that's awesome. And Sid did a Citrus Sound episode, right?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah. Jordan did a Citrus Sound episode too. It's just not out yet.
Boom,
Yeah.
perfect. So I'm giving.
I'm gonna go.
Let's bring it back.
That was a chaotic episode
Yeah,
too.
let's bring it back to the episode, right? How do we feel about the episode? I think it was good episode. I think there was stuff that could be better. I think having 4 people on was a little hectic.
It was a little bit silly.
It was a bit
Little bit goofy.
a bit silly. I'm going to give it high A.
Okay.
You agree with that?
How high? Top of A?
Top A.
Okay.
Oop.
Yeah, it doesn't really let you. You gotta go backwards. Yep.
I give it top of A. Just barely scrape the bottom of S tier.
At season 2, we're gonna get our S tier Sid J Dog episode.
Yeah. I think we were experimenting with a lot of things on episode
There was a lot
A.
going on.
Yeah, there
Because
was.
it was 4 people plus sound effects.
Yeah,
So there was really 5 people.
yeah. I'm happy with that.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
Yeah, next episode, episode 10. Big double digits at Big Calf. Okay, now let's talk about Big Calf.
What about it?
It was fun.
It was a good time. I hope they do it again next year. I want to go again.
Me too. It was a great time. Nathan was there with us.
Yep.
Shout out to Nathan. But the episode, I actually really liked the episode because a lot of the stuff that happened at Big Calf
Yeah.
was, I think, fed into the skills that we used in the podcast in general.
Yeah. As far as like interviewing, like editing kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
I think for me, like any episode without a guest is just at a disadvantage. Because it's just us chatting.
I agree.
It's not too fresh on the mind either. Like I can't remember, what were we funny that episode? Were we going at it,
Yeah,
or were
was
we
it-
just were we just talking?
Yeah, was it good? Was it bad? Was it mid?
Let's find out.
Let's find out. I'm going to give it mid. I'm going to give it a C. I think Big Calf was great. I think the stories that we told about Big Calf were probably good. But considering the fact that I cannot remember really anything from the episode, I'm going to have to give it a C.
Let's go see. First C tier episode.
Boom. First C tier episode.
First C tier podcast in history. All right. 11 now. We got Record Store Day.
Record Store Day. A Record Store Day was a fun day. We did cool stuff. That was our first Motion Makers content.
Shout out Motion Makers.
Shout out Motion Makers.
Yeah, so our friends over at Motion Makers. This episode is sponsored by Motion Makers. Yeah, we had this idea to do like little interview mini documentaries just about people doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then at a certain point, I think when you're managing too many different profiles and IPs, it's just a lot.
It was a lot.
Trying to put your brain in the shoes of a brand or a profile.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a cool day. I took a lot of cool pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to a lot of cool people. I did buy some records too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Record Store Day was fun. At Bananas, hanging out with the homies, getting to see good music.
Oh, they made those banana hats. That was cool.
Yeah, the banana hats were awesome.
Shout out the banana hats. That sounds like a sports team. The
It
banana
was-
hats, like
yeah.
the Red Sox or something.
And Barely Legal, right? No.
No,
It was
they hate change.
yeah, They Hate Change performed, and we
like-
got some good footage of them. I remember giving them my phone, and they took it and recorded while they were performing, and that was awesome. But in terms of episode content, I'm sure we talked about all of that. What was your favorite part about that day, Record Store Day?
My favorite part of I love that they changed that.
Me too.
I thought Dre and Vaughn too were so just engaged with the crowd, and then hearing them speak a little bit about how they had been coming to Bananas all these years and like never seen anybody use that stage. So getting to see them actually put that stage to use, and then I think now they're planning on doing more shows there. So it'd be cool to see them use that space, because it's one thing to get a record and listen to a recording, but to be able to see an artist perform live and then like get to talk to them after and just have that human interaction is really cool. So I hope they're able to have more shows.
Where are we putting this on the tier list?
The thing is, we're talking about Record Store Day, but as far as the episode we made about Record Store Day, I think it's got to be
Forgettable.
C tier.
Yeah, I agree. I
think we're just we're not interesting, we're not cool, we're not funny, we're just not. We need other people to boost us up,
Yeah, yeah. I think this is a clear representation that we gotta up our solo podcast game.
Yeah, I think if it's just us, we need a concept. We need something to carry us.
Yeah, because I think personally it's very fulfilling to sit down with you, have conversation, record it, post it online. But in terms of viewer experience, quite forgettable.
Who cares about the viewers?
Yeah, we're making art over here. The viewers are last. Shout out to Rick Rubin.
The viewer comes last. If you're viewing right now,
fuck you.
No, I didn't say that. Hey, that's his words, not mine.
No, I'm just kidding. I love you. Okay, moving on.
If you're viewing this right now, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah. Type in the comments below. How are you doing? Tell us about your day.
Type in chat.
Are you having a great time? Maybe we can tell you an emoji to post right now. Post an orange emoji. That would be nice.
Or a banana.
But mostly an orange. Okay, moving on.
Mostly an orange. All right, we got 12.
Yeah, this is episode 12 with Vaughn, CEO Doc.
I loved talking to Vaughn, which is unfortunate because I was not there for a lot of this episode.
Yeah.
I remember we tried to record, and it was just us at the house, and the dogs were freaking out. They weren't freaking out. They were sad. They were not getting enough attention, so they would walk over to our recording setup and just cry.
Cry, bark.
So most of the episode, I was like trying to soothe them,
taking care of the doggos,
taking the dogs outside, walking them around, giving them pets. So it was cool to listen back and hear what y'all talked about because I was mostly trying to take care of the dogs.
Yeah. In that case, the episode was quite hectic because of that. But I also agree that talking to Vaughn was super dope. I had a great time talking to him. I think he has a lot of really great insights. His work ethic is incredible and very inspiring to see. Just how many lanes that he has pursued and done stuff in is also very inspiring. I think he's a cool dude, and he's doing really cool stuff. I just saw recently that he updated or upgraded a lot of his equipment that he uses for his photography business, so it'll be super cool to see what he does with that. And yeah, I also think it's funny because this is around the time that we started to slip on thumbnails.
Yeah.
So I just took a picture of me, Lily, and and Vaughn, and just slapped the picture of AJ on top of Lily.
Yeah.
And Lily is AJ's sister.
This is also the third in a row that we didn't have a thumbnail.
Yeah.
But I think we were getting a little complacent here. This is the dark era of the Changhoff podcast.
But in terms
pretty good though. Honestly, even though I was like mostly distracted with the dogs, I still enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, I
still
really
think of like
enjoyed
some
the
things we
episode,
talked
too.
about and some.
I remember Vaughn and I going on a little bit of a Alex Hormozy segment. We both read his books, $100 Million Offers, $100 Million Leads, and that was really cool to bond over. I'm going to give this...
I think it's in B.
B?
Maybe low A.
I was going to give it an A.
We can go A.
No, we can split high B.
High B.
High B.
We got to get Vaughn back on
Got to get Vaughn back on.
in the studio. Okay,
In
I'm
the
talking
studio.
dedicated recording environment.
Yeah, because as much of a good time was it for me and him to have a dialogue. I know that you always come from a different angle and hit questions that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of. So I would have liked to see what questions you asked him, and I think that was a lost opportunity because you were taking care of the dogs.
Yeah.
And so we have to have him back on.
Part
Vaughn,
2. It's gonna be incredible.
if you're watching this, Vaughn, hit us up. We'll hit you up.
We'll hit you up. Yeah, you don't
And
have to hit it. We'll hit you
and
up.
we'll get you back onto the podcast, especially now that I see that you're having a lot of motion right now. Not that you weren't having motion at the time that we interviewed you the first time, but I can see the progression of your career so far in your craft. And by the time we get you on, I know there's going to be a lot of cool stuff and a lot of cool projects that you've been working on. So we'll love to have you back on.
Yep. Okay, 13. We got VY.
VY.
That was a fun one.
That was a fun episode. In terms of viewing experience, it's on the lower end because we didn't get to it until very late in the day.
I remember going to make clips for it, and half of them were just in the dark. So Opus couldn't even do the facial recognition.
Yeah.
It was just like zoomed in on a tree.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of darkness in that podcast episode, not metaphorically but literally.
Yeah, it was
And-
scheduled for the morning, and we halfway through recording it, the sun was setting.
Yeah.
Just to
That was an interesting day for me in terms of the story of that day. It was very interesting because VY was like, "Oh yeah, I'm moving." He was like, "Can you help me move?" I was like, "Sure, my guy. I gotta help a brother out." And the moment I said yes, I was like, "I know I'm going for an excursion," and I did indeed go on an excursion. We went all around the place, from Tampa to Brandon to back to Tampa to a storage unit to a car wash to gas
you
station.
got a car wash?
Yeah. I vacuumed the car for them because it was VY's sister. We were borrowing her truck to move VY's stuff around, and yeah, we went on quite an excursion that day. As soon as I said yes, I was prepared. I was like, this is not going to take a short amount of time. And it indeed did not, but it was a very memorable day for sure. And then the podcast episode
The episode itself
was really good.
I liked. It was cool hearing more about VY's story of like starting with fashion and getting more into tattooing and like kind of seeing the cross between them. He's just a fun person to talk to too.
Yeah. He's a fun person to talk to.
I remember at some point he's like, "Y'all got any snacks?" And I was like, "No, let me go inside." And then I went and got I think I brought out some like ube pretzels.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, those were pretty good. And what a rock star that guy is. Yeah, I really enjoyed that day in that episode because I feel like me and VY really bonded that day, and that day it was like, oh yeah, this guy's my brother now.
Yeah.
And it's just cool. He's just such a
And
cool
then y'all went
person.
on to do a mural together.
Yeah, and then we went and did a mural together at Bananas, which
yeah.
was super cool, and I'm glad that we got that opportunity, and especially on that day, I really feel like we really bonded, and now that's like my homie for life, business partner, mural partner, and yeah, and especially just kind of not only the arc of VY as a person and learning about his past and how he found God and now is living a more righteous path in his own words.
29 minutes, by the way.
Okay. No, that's not even bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we're killing it.
Great pacing.
And going on a more righteous path and quitting drugs and alcohol, it was just really inspiring to see his character arc as a person, but then also my arc of him in my head, because the first time that I ever interacted with VY, well, technically the first time I ever interacted with VY was at the block party. He was doing tattoos out there.
Mhm.
And I think we had like a brief talk or whatever, but nothing past that. But then we shot him at the USF
Mhm,
fashion
mhm,
show.
mhm.
We were shooting his models and his fashion there, and getting to meet him there, and I was like, damn, this guy's cool as hell. And then, you know, progressing and being like, oh, he's like this cool guy who's doing a bunch of cool stuff, and then like getting to know him, getting closer with him, and now being at the point where I'm like, oh yeah, that's my guy now.
Now you got where's that?
And now he's part of my story forever because I got yadded by VY.
Yeah.
Yadded by VY. Me and him bonded over graffiti. He does and appreciates graffiti, and I've been doing graffiti for a long time, so he did a little tattoo of my graffiti on me, which is something that I've always wanted to do, and yeah, he's part of my story forever, so that's my guy.
So where does the episode rank?
Where does the episode rank?
I think it's got the novelty boost. It's like it was a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
A little evening episode.
Mm-hmm. I might have to give it a high B.
I'll go high B.
Yeah, I might have to give it a high B. You know what? Low A.
Okay.
I like low A.
So many of these episodes, I just think we got to come back at it and do it again.
Yeah.
You know, we're so much better now. Like, we could be so much more prepared.
I agree.
More to talk about.
Yeah, don't get butthurt. If you're watching this and you're butthurt about your placement on the episode, it's not you. It's us. It's definitely us on our part in terms of the episode itself. You, the guests, are great, and we can't wait to have you back on for us to redeem ourselves and make an episode that is S tier worthy of you.
Yeah, it's the environment too. Like our recording setup now, there's so much stuff that's just out of our control. Like if the weather is tough, or if there's just stuff going on, or if unexpected things happen where we can't record at the time we thought we could.
Yeah.
Or we're scrunched for time.
Yeah, in the future, season 2, when we finally have our podcast studio, and
we'll have a studio for season 2 confirmed. You're calling that?
I'm calling it. It's not confirmed, but I'm gonna push very, very hard for it, and I think I'll be able to win that case.
Okay, you're gonna fight for it in the court of law.
I am gonna fight for it because anyway, past that.
Episode 14.
Episode 14 with Big J, Jazzy J. I only call her Big J because she hates it when I call her Big J.
Yeah, so don't. Like, we got Jizmanag.
Jizmanag.
We got Jazzy G. Episode 14. It's a cooking episode too.
Cooking episode.
Novelty boost.
I think some of the novelty things, are kind of just there for novelty, but I really enjoyed the cooking episode in the cooking format, and I think that is something that I would like to bring back.
Yeah, we can do another cooking episode.
So in terms of that, awesome. In terms of conversation with Jasmine, awesome, because she's a yapper for real. So in terms of ease of interview, great. She's a great person to interview.
yapper.
S-tier yapper. And also I think that let's see, besides Mom, since Mom, she's the first woman that we've interviewed, and I think getting that womanly perspective was very nice.
Okay. Yeah.
And we talked about some really cool stuff, and she gave us probably our most clippable moment of gay son or thought daughter.
True. I actually didn't clip that moment, so it's not the most clippable, according to Opus, but we could go clip that. Yeah, I didn't really talk that much that episode. I was mostly just listening and stirring
and cooking.
So
this guy was
fun
cooking.
for me.
I regard this as a good episode. I think we talked about a lot of cool stuff, and also the clips that we did get from this episode were
I gotta
good
say
too.
top of A.
Top of A. I was gonna give it an S.
We can go S.
Bottom S. Can we split and go bottom S?
We can go. It's hard to compare because it was a different format.
You know what? I'm gonna give it an F.
At a new tier.
At a new tier, F. I'll give it a top of A. We could split and go top of A. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Top of A, bottom of S is the same thing, right? Like, maybe even one more. Maybe even one. Now we're just getting the fine details. But
Yeah.
like these are all in the same.
Now we're being a little bit
Really, the
obsessive
order
about
within the tier is like not super important.
Yeah. I like it where it's at.
I like that.
I like it where it's at. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
We got 15.
Yup. 15 with our boy Outlandish. Lando. Okay. Honestly, out of the episodes that we have done with guests, I think the episode with Lando was the shortest because we were crunched on time because I think I had to go somewhere. But I think that short, sweet episode and Lando is such an articulate guy. He very thoughtful, very articulate. All the words that he says are like the right words, I believe. And also just the fun of the conversation because we got into some deep topics. We got into his craft, but then we also got into some silly topics like cartoons and
Serious topics.
oh yeah,
We're talking about formative media.
Yeah,
okay?
my
We're
bad.
talking about
SpongeBob,
the art of animation.
Yeah,
We're talking about Foster's Home for Imaginary Kids. Okay, that's serious stuff.
My bad. I really enjoyed this episode as a whole. I enjoyed talking to Lando and the surrounding stuff with Outlandish. I think he's.
Yeah, it was cool hearing. Oh, go ahead.
I think he's destined for good stuff.
Yeah, I really enjoyed hearing more about his background and just like his journey to getting where he is now. There was like starting with more like poetry, spoken word stuff, and then branching more into music.
Mm-hmm. And also personally, I felt like I was really sharp this episode. Like
you were
as an interviewer, yeah, I felt like I was really sharp on this episode. So personally, I hold it in high regard for myself as well.
Oh, it's getting hard now.
It is getting hard.
Let's just pick a tier. The order's not even super important.
I give it S.
Yeah, S tier interviewing. S tier interviewing. S tier
guest
questions. S tier guest. Let's go S.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it above the McDonald's one just for funsies, but yeah, S tier interview with Outlandish. Can't wait to have him back on and see what he has to say.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Look out for Live from the Land.
Look out for Live from the Land. You don't even know about Live from the Land, but let me tell you.
You will.
You will. It's gonna be so good.
Also, Outlandish Citrus Sound is on the way.
Ooh, let's go.
Okay, but anyway, episode 16.
Episode 16, the Isaiah episode. Our boy Isaiah. Now, talk about yapper. I thought Jasmine was a yapper. Isaiah's a yapper.
The thing about Isaiah is he'll like speak passionately as if he's defending his side of an argument, but like we all agree. Like
I love Isaiah. Obviously.
Isaiah's great.
Yeah.
Isaiah's great.
One of my best friends of all time. One of the goats.
That was a great bonus episode too.
Yeah.
If there's ever a reason to get the Patreon, it's to listen to the bonus episode with Isaiah.
Yup, I agree. Yeah, we talked about Apple Music's top 100 albums of all time. That was a great episode. But in terms of also episode, I think this is one of our longest ones that we've ever done with Isaiah. We talked about a lot of stuff. Isaiah's a really interesting person. Talks very passionately about stuff. And I think the stories that we talked about are there. Also, we did it at my girlfriend Izzy's house, too. And her... That setup was very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was a very beautiful setup. And also the clips from it are so funny because she has this statue, this bust of David or something like that, just like a bust of a head. And a lot of the clips from Opus recognize that as a person. So when we're talking, there's just like this statue head listening. And I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it...
For me, that was an episode where I was chilling. Because I think you were asking most of the questions, and then each question would get a good 20 minutes of storytelling. So I ended up just kind of settling into the role of like, okay, I'm going to listen. But it worked.
Where do you rate this? Where do you rank this?
For me, that's... And then we had some audio issues. I was missing an XLR. So we got some buzz in there. Does that matter, though? Is that part of what we're rating?
Yeah.
I mean, the quality of the episode... I'll go B.
I agree.
B tier episode.
I agree. I think it's B. I think it's B.
Isaiah, next time you're in Tampa, we'll do another one. We'll go back at it.
And we'll give you that S.
We'll do the episode at a pinball arcade.
Oh,
We'll do it while you're playing pinball.
great idea.
You can get a new Godzilla high score on the podcast.
I'm sorry, Isaiah.
That'll be guaranteed S tier.
B tier. It's not you. It's us. That will be guaranteed S tier. A little pinball arcade.
Pinball podcast would be...
Pinball pod. I love
Yeah.
Isaiah. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, episode 17, S tier.
I also have to go S
Top
tier.
Fest tier. We're talking... This is really changing the meta here. This is completely innovating.
Yep.
Brand new genre. My phone was damaged from this episode, but I didn't even mind.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't charging. Because I would try to charge it, and it would say water detected in the port. So I had to get a wireless charger.
Dang, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Man,
So worth it.
you sacrificed your phone for
It
this
did. So
episode.
it did eventually dry out, and now I can charge it regularly.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, just for a few days, I had to do the wireless charger. It was a cool format too. The back and forth Q&A.
Yeah, the back and forth Q&A. I think this might be the first ever podcast in the ocean. Can we say that? Am I going to do research to try to find that out?
Nope.
Nope. So,
Therefore, yes.
therefore, yes. Easily S tier. I really like the format. Obviously, being in the ocean was like really fun and cool and novel, and I think it's really funny that you can barely see us.
Yeah.
But
See the birds in the background?
I see the birds in the background, see people walking by. I think it was a very natural episode. You can hear the waves, the nice like low lull of waves crashing in the audio. And I think we went really deep and asked each other really good questions and got some really good conversation in this episode. So
That to me is an example of we don't have a guest. We got to do something.
yeah,
I guess the guest maybe is the ocean.
maybe.
The guest is the birds, the wind, the salty air.
I think a part also why I'm giving this S tier is because we got a lot of really positive feedback on this.
Yeah.
Which was surprising for me because usually we get like no like
No feedback?
like no feedback, which is fine. But we got a bunch of really good feedback. At least I don't know if you did, but I felt like we got really
Yeah.
good feedback on this episode and people really enjoyed it.
Mom said we were really funny.
Really?
She said we reminded her of Cheech and Chong,
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that. That's funny.
which I
We're
think is a
close.
compliment.
Cheech and Chang?
I just gotta be Cheech, I guess.
You could be Choff.
Choff, Cheech and Choff.
Choff and Chang.
Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah, good episode.
S tier.
Okay, 2 more. We got 18 with Jack.
18 with Jack.
That was a fun one.
That was a really fun one. I also felt in that episode that I was pretty good as an interviewer. Not as good as the Outlandish episode, but pretty good. And then we did a lot of cool bonus content too. We shot a little short film
that is yet to be edited.
that
but
is yet to
will
be
one day
released.
be edited.
And it will be released soon, and I hope people enjoy it. And Jack is a really interesting character. I'm really glad that we've met him and that he's come onto the pod and he's shared his story and he's done some really cool stuff. He talked about the Cannes Film Festival, which is something that I've never been to, but I think his takeaway from that festival, saying that he saw like really bad films and that inspired him to be like, I can do this, I can really do this, is really cool. And I think he has a very bright future ahead of him.
It's funny too. I remember Yemi at one point was talking about, because I made a clip of it, talking about how the day he decided to make a comic was he was watching this anime and it was just awful.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I could write something better than that. This got funded. This sucks. But yeah, sometimes you need to see something bad to remind yourself that you can make something good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Where are we ranking this, though?
I'm realizing the S tier has the most episodes, which I think is not what S is supposed to mean.
I think so.
Like, well, I mean,
I think that just is a testament to our podcasting
yeah,
skills.
it looks like this was a pretty good season. Honestly.
Yeah, dude, we're fucking killing it.
That's S tier.
Couldn't agree more. S tier.
Okay. We got the pre-finale. We got the end of season Q&A,
Mm-hmm.
episode 19.
Mm-hmm.
We get into all your questions.
We spill our deepest, darkest secrets. That's actually clickbait.
We spill the tea. I'm talking the coffee. I'm talking the juice.
I'm talking a Celsius.
Water. Sparkling water. Okay?
Celsius sponsor us, please.
We're completely dehydrating our cups with this one. Everything was spilled. That one was fun.
That one was fun.
It was really long.
It was a long one, for sure.
Yeah.
Long one, for sure. But it was fun. I really enjoyed interacting with the people who watch our show in that way and getting them to ask questions and us answering them. I feel like that really brought everyone together, especially shouting them out on like the Instagram post. That was very, very nice of you.
It was nice of them to ask questions.
And it was nice of them to ask questions, yeah, because we could have started that and been like, hey, we got 0 questions for the Q&A.
Yeah, it made it easy to have a lot of questions. It made it easy. I would definitely do that again.
Yeah, and I think people asked some good questions. I'm going A.
Yeah, we can go A.
I'm going A.
And that's it. That's all the episodes.
Okay. All right. Now listen to this, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be meta.
Okay.
Where would we put this episode?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
let's take a thumbnail right now and
Yeah.
import it.
Boom.
Okay.
Okay.
Episode 20.
Episode 20.
The Changhoff season 1 tier list. Where does it rank?
Where-
So we don't get any audience feedback to work with.
Uh-huh. This is all
So-
pre-audience, even pre-edit. So this is a very special moment right now.
So it's pretty. I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah. How much fun have we had on this episode so far? I want to say that I've had lots of fun, and reminiscing on all these episodes has really brought back some good memories.
I feel like you're a little character right now.
A character?
Yeah, I think you're having fun.
Yeah, I am.
You're like I don't know. You're hosting the show, kind of.
I had
I
a
think
lot of fun.
you're a little bit in your YouTuber shoes.
Dude, I'm
YouTuber streamer shoes.
my little.
I'm like, who is this guy?
I'm in my bag right now.
Is this Jay Cucup right now?
I'm hitting everyone with that LeBron James look down, take a shot. You know what I mean?
The no look
Yeah.
pass. I think I'll go A. You think it's A worthy?
Let's see.
Hard to know, right?
It is hard to know. I think yes. I think especially I can, ham up the edit a little bit and give it some personality and really make this
Yeah, it's really up to you.
a cool episode.
Do you think you could edit it to be S tier? It'll be fun going forward now too. Like while we're recording, we'll just be like, "What tier is this episode?"
What tier is this episode? What should we rate it? Okay, in terms of right now, the content that we've done, how I feel about the episode, how I feel about how we've done, and reminiscing on the episodes, I'm gonna give it an A. I know you said an A as well.
I'll go low A.
Well,
I mean, it's up to you. It's like, I think at this point, it's in your hands,
it is.
Mr. Editor.
There's a lot of responsibility.
Editor has the power.
A lot of responsibility.
You could make it F tier if you wanted.
I could.
You could
I
mute it.
I could make it so bad. I could delete the footage,
True.
and we'll never ever see it.
Be no tier.
Yeah, this episode, I give it an A.
There'll be a tear in my eyes.
Oh. Hey, that was a good one. Okay, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I think that this goes to show that, to be honest, we're pretty decent. We're pretty good at this.
Well, so what's our? We're averaging like an A tier.
Yeah,
it looks like.
we're averaging A for sure. I think if we were in class right now, we'd be getting an A minus, maybe an A plus.
We're acing the podcast. We could be podcast professors. Professor of podcast studies. That might be real.
Nowadays,
Welcome
for
to
sure.
welcome to Podcast 101.
Welcome to podcast studies.
We could sell a course.
on how to make a podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks to everyone who came on the show.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, they're all S tiers. These are just subcategories.
Yeah.
They're all good.
SA, SS, SB. And I like
SD card.
I like how the worst ones are all us.
Yeah.
But then we redeemed ourselves with this one. With the beach episode. We really did redeem
the
ourselves.
golf, yeah, the golf is the only S tier with no guest.
Yeah. I think that's fire.
Wait, maybe you know what we could do too? I wonder if there's a way to like have people vote. Do people care that much? I mean, the thing is we could share this link and somebody else can do a tier list if they want.
Yeah. That's
But-
true. Well, yeah. Oh, maybe when we post it on, on Spotify and we post it on YouTube, we put the link to the
Yeah,
tier
we can add
list
the link to the tier list.
and ask people to send theirs.
Yeah, so if you want to try the tier list out for yourself, I'm sure you know better than we do. We're a little bit biased, I have to say.
maybe a lot of it biased.
A little bit biased. So let us know what you think. And yeah, this is also the last episode of season 1.
Woo!
So for anybody that's still listening, for the hardcore Changhoff listeners, the way it's gonna work next few episodes is I'll be out of town. I'll be traveling a bit. Jacob will be holding down home base, doing an episode every week,
Mm-hmm.
and those will go out regularly scheduled.
Yep.
And then I'll be out on the road, in the air, in other places, stocking up some interviews.
Yeah.
And then either I'll try to edit while I'm out. If not, definitely once I get back, I'll sit down and edit those. And so we'll have some travel interviews banked, and then we can keep going. So I guess season 2 will start once I get back here. We'll start booking some guests.
Back in
and,
August, yeah.
We'll be back to Changhoff. But until Changhoff resumes, we'll have the Chang cast
Mm-hmm.
and then the traveling Hoff pod.
Yep.
Little spin-off episodes. It'd be cool. I think it'd be cool for us to kind of go our own directions and like maybe put in some of our own individual styles and then bring that back to the co-host environment.
Yeah. Absolutely
Um,
agree. I think it's going to be a fun time for Changhoff. I think this is a really great way to celebrate the end of season 1.
Yeah.
Because think about it. We've been posting a podcast every week for 20 weeks.
20 weeks. That's like 5 months.
I'm saying,
5 months of podcast every week.
which in the grand scheme of thing is not a lot, but
And we've recorded even more than that because some episodes don't make it.
yeah, exactly. Some episodes don't make it. Some of them we have banked away, ready to be used at any time's notice.
We're building up the vault.
And yeah, like I think it's hard to do anything for 20 weeks consistently. So I'm gonna give you a pat on the back.
I'll
for
give
that.
you a pat on the back.
Yeah, I think we both deserve some pats on the backs for that. And yeah, I'm happy to be doing this with you, and I'm happy to send off season 1 on a good note in A tier with an A tier video.
Yeah. We're going to have a little celebration too. If you're listening this far, I can tell you're a real fan. So hit us up and come celebrate with us.
Changhoff party, Changhoff party.
Boom, boom, boom.
Changhoff party,
Boom, boom, boom.
Changhoff party.
Ba-da-do-do-do.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then definitely a lot of the guests we had on season 1 I want to have back. Just I think due to circumstance or due to just having an off day, we weren't able to give them the S tier episode that they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta have some of these people back, and some new guests. We'll start reaching out to people, start booking for August, and yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you so much for listening. This was the Changhoff pod. Everything that we do and everything that we make comes directly from your support, and we couldn't do it without you. And especially, we couldn't do it without our guests that have come on. Thank you so much to everyone who has been a guest on our podcast. Yeah, wow. End
Yeah.
of season 1.
If we didn't have guests, our show would suck.
Yeah,
It'd be pretty bad.
we probably wouldn't have continued.
Yeah.
We probably would have stopped somewhere
We'd
along
be
the
very
line.
sad.
But thanks to the people in the community for being fans, for being guests, for generally just, being a part of our lives. You are the reason why we do this. And it makes it so much fun, and I'm so happy about that. I can't say it any other way.
Well put.
All right, I think that's it then.
All right. See you next season.
See you next season.
See you next season.
Oh shit. All right, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Boom, dum, 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 dum.